All right, everybody. Welcome to Pet City Improv.
Yay!
Hey. We got no special theme for tonight, but I'm using these cool future looking slides. So there's that. That's that's the theme. Also tax evasion, I guess, is the unofficial theme. But you don't have to talk about it if you don't want to get in trouble. Welcome to the Pet City Improv open mic. We've got comedy and animals and other things people like. It's every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific time, and it won't even cost you a single dime. Yeah, you get a 5-minute set, and you can bring a pet. Pet City Improv. So, coming up first, it is the amazing, the stupendous V Chatty.
Cool. All right, let's do this. Ha! Okay. If I had gills, I definitely. I'm trying to figure out where I would have them. Like, would I have them under here? You know, if I had gills, would I need a mouth? Yes. Okay. Those are used for eating too. Would my gills? Hmm. I feel like if I had gills, it would be there. I would have a lot of trouble like discerning if people were into me for me or if they just had like a weird fish fetish. Uh, you can't combine those fish. No, fish and fetish. You can't combine them. But yeah, I just think that I would be constantly running away from gill chasers. Um, I might also be better at swimming, which would be cool. Although, imagine if you had gills and you couldn't even swim. Oh no, that's making me sad. Let's do another one. Toilet paper battle royale. Well, we've already been through that, haven't we? Uh, I don't know if you've seen the videos from 6 months ago, but people really love toilet paper. I think that if we want to avoid this, everybody needs to, if you just, here's what you do to avoid this next toilet paper battle. So you have to go and just find first go to your closet and all those old clothes that you're going to give to Goodwill that they're going to throw out anyway, cut those up. Okay. Cut those up. That's your toilet paper now. Take all that toilet paper money that you've saved uh, and buy a bidet. And then you don't even have to participate in the toilet paper battle. Do you remember like being a kid and people used to toilet paper each other's houses? Ugh. We can't do that these days. Somebody will be on Twitter like, look at this waste. I'll take my next slide, please. How messed up is it to feed food to someone that was prepared by a rat without telling them? According to the health department, it's very against code. Unless I guess the rat is wearing, if a rat was preparing food, I think the rat would have to be wearing like a hairnet. So you just put the rat like in a sock and then you cut little holes in the sock. And I don't know if you know this, but rats have tiny little hands. That's actually how I got my nails done. And I went to the salon and I said, make me look like a rat. And they did. And it was amazing. And so they have these tiny little hands, but I feel like I feel like you would know because their hands are like this big. So I don't know how they would exactly do it. I know there's the ratatouille thing, but he didn't really prepare the food himself. He used a human to prepare it for him. How? But the question is, how messed up is it? There are more messed up things I could think of, like everything. Next slide. DMV shenanigans. Okay, so I took my driver's test 4 times. I got my permit in Florida. You can get your permit at 15 years old. And I got my permit. And the very first time I was out driving, I was trying to change the radio station. And when I looked up, I was almost hitting another car, and I swerved and I clipped it and then pulled to the side of I don't know if you've been to Florida, but all of the roads are about 6 lanes wide. So I pulled to the side, and they didn't stop to ask for my insurance information, which was awesome. But then I didn't drive for a year because I was very terrified.
Ooh.
So I would go, I didn't get my license till I was 17. From 16 to 17, I was practicing, and I had a single mom, so she couldn't always take me out to practice. So when she was at work, I would take the car, and go practice K-turns. And by practicing K-turns, I mean go and do cocaine on a dock in an abandoned house. And not really an abandoned house. It was a house that was being built, because there were a lot of those in Florida at the time. So they were just building the house, and we would just hang out in this mansion, like on the side of like an empty pool. And the cocaine wasn't for fun, though. It was because, you had to drive everybody home afterwards, so you had to sober up. So let's see. I don't do those drugs anymore. Just so that the government knows I'm not driving under the influence of anything other than lithium. I did take the test 4 times. The first time I fucking nailed it. I drove in. I did everything perfectly. And the last thing, in Florida, they do not test you on parallel parking. If you've ever driven down there, you understand. They just test you on pulling into a parking spot. They put 4 cones, 1, 2, 3, 4 on the corner. And I pulled in so fucking perfect, so good, and just parked. And the guy just looked at me and said, "Why did you hit my cones?" I was like, well, I didn't. And then he docked me another point for arguing with him. And there were like 3 other moms besides mine waiting, and they were all trying to argue with him. And I think he docked me more points because the other moms were there. So anyway, I took the test a second time, and I just ran over all the cones because I was nervous. And then the third time, it was a rolling stop that got me. And then the 4th time, what I did was I took the driver's ed test through my high school. And that driver's ed test, I drove a car by myself to the driver's ed class, and then we drove around in the driver's ed guy's car for an hour, and he said, "Yeah, it seems good to me." And then I had my license. So that's my story. Next slide.
All right, this was the last slide.
Bifurcation should mean something way dirty. Bifurcation is that's like cutting something in half. I mean, it does, you got to split those legs. You know what I mean? Is that what it means? Bifurcation? Is it? I feel like being, I used to think I was like smart, but now I'm in my 30s. So I just think that you go from being like a teenager who's people think is smart because you're, you can converse with adults. And now I'm an adult and I don't know anything about what's happening with people younger than me. I still don't understand if the word I believe that the word basic and the word based are the opposite, but I don't know. I keep seeing them. I can't keep up. I'm just going to say that bifurcation is when you go on vacation with your bisexual furry love partner. That's it. I'm good.
All right. Well, let's hear it again for V Chatty.
Woo, 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 woo.
All right. Well, coming up next, then, I guess, is the incredible, the wonderful Robbie Schrader.
Ooh, yeah. The future of Oreos. You know, I flash read that as the future of Echoes, which, like, Echoes are the future. But Oreos, well, I need to Wikipedia this real quick. The green Oreos, mint, well, they're already vegan, so how can you get any more futuristic? I guess by going into the past with time machines. Probably meat-filled Oreos, where you can get protein. What's the protein? Just fill it with plant-based protein. Vanilla protein Oreos. That's the future. And they're going to be part of the Olympics. When hasn't the Olympics been part of Oreo's franchise? That's next prompt. Do people named Pat get patted on the head more than the average person? Probably when they're really young. But aren't most people named Pat really named Patrick or Patricia? You know, I did I had a librarian at my school that had a son named Padrick with a D. Those are interesting names once you start switching the T's to D's.
Oh.
I'm totally going off topic. But yeah, they probably get patted. I mean, it goes for anybody with, like, do people named Rob get robbed more than, you know? I don't know. Does verbs, when you're named a verb, I'm gonna say no. I'm just gonna go against the grain. The whole grain, the 20 grain Dave's bread. Does Pat's bread, killer Pat's. Okay, next slide, please. Most uncreative football mascot of all time. Well, you're asking the wrong person. And are we talking soccer? Let's see. Probably like something incredibly creative like scissors. If there was like a football mascot that was scissors, and it's like, that's the most creative tool ever. Unless it was like a 3D printer. That seems more creative. A 3D printer that was printing a football at a game. We're talking, that's most creative, though.
Yeah, it's most uncreative.
Yeah. Like a vaporizing gun? Or is that creative? Probably, a gun. There's a gun. Is violence uncreative? What is art? That's almost like a bit. Reading a book, probably counting money, maybe money. Yeah, a big, just a like a $50 bill. Next slide. Sarcastic get well soon card. Well, that's easy. It's like, I hope you don't get better soon. And it's like, yeah, an audio card that has like maybe it has like a funeral like a funeral procession playing when you open it, and it says see you on the other side of the hospital doors. Or that maybe not the hospital, because they're not. Because who gets cards in the hospital? Well, I'm sure a lot of people. What do hospitals do with all those cards? Recycle or reuse. Chalkboard cards. Well, yeah, it's probably the opposite of get well, which is I hope you don't get well. And then it's like a positive card. I really hope you don't recover so we can hang out and get a drink sometime when your liver's better. Which just means, yeah, I guess you might have to know somebody. Next slide.
All right, it's the last slide.
Judgy squirrels. Well, is it a stereotype that squirrels don't remember where they buried their nuts? Or they just purposely bury them and then find, or I don't know. Are we talking about like a reality show where there's a squirrel in like a judge's gown with like a gavel? This I think it's funny to say judge's gown. I think gowns are funny. Nightgowns. What other kinds of gowns are there? I don't know. A squirrel holding anything is funny. Except a nut. That's not funny. So take the gavel and run. That's been my time. Thanks.
All right. Well, let's hear it again for Robbie Schrader.
Woo!
All right. Well, now introducing the incredible, the amazing, all the way from Boston, it's Josh.
Thank you, guys. It wasn't until college that I learned that Esophagus wasn't a Sesame Street character. This entire time, I always thought it was Bernie and Esophagus, but it turned out it was Bernie and Ert, and both of the actors are child molesters. Weird. Sesame Street. Better than Poppy Street for little kids, but around here we just call it Methadone Mile, Poppy Street. Can I have the next one? Okay. Me and my friends like to play a game called Lighter Fighter, which is where we try and burn off each other's leg hair with our lighters while we smoke weed. And it was way more fun when we were like 16, but like now that we all have like a good amount of leg hair, it's like a legitimate fire hazard, and like I'm always worried when they go up in flames. Like it's an actual concern, keeps me up at night. Next. So I have like a pretty good product idea, I think. It is t-shirts for hamsters, because hamsters are the type of animal in a cartoon that just wear a shirt but no pants, but it's chill because they're just smooth down there, you know? And on the t-shirts of hamsters, I'm actually going to have a hamster wearing one of those rainbow baseball hats with a propeller on it. So if you want one, just message me on Instagram, and because you're friends and family, you guys will get first dibs. Can I have the next prompt, please. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys this one. Actually, it's one you can do right now. This is pretty much as easy as origami gets. Can you guys see this? It's yeah, that's my favorite type of origami. My second favorite type of origami is rolling joints, but some people don't consider that origami. Can I have the next prompt, please?
Yeah.
So I have a suspicion about some horses. I've seen some horses with like a little bump on their head, and I think that they've sanded down their horns to fit in. But I think that they're secretly unicorns. And yeah, it's crazy. And the ones that don't sand down their horns, there's a horse named Anne Frank living in my friend's stable who's just keeping a real low profile because she has to be a secret unicorn and she can't just be a normal unicorn. But I hear she has a book coming out, so looking forward to it. Definitely gonna get on the pre-buy of the pre-order list for that one. No meet and greet though, unfortunately. Kind of part of the book. Kind of part of the book deal. Is there one more prompt for me, or am I out?
Yeah, you can do another one. You get 2 more, I guess.
Oh, we're 2 more. So you guys have heard of Propecia, but I have a natural solution to baldness, and it is just wearing pasta as a wig. And a lot of people say, "What, pasta looks nothing like hair," and that's because you guys aren't hip to food coloring. If you get some angel hair going with some black or brown or even blonde food dye, you could look like you have some luscious locks. As a matter of fact, it's actually rumored that Goldilocks never even had blonde hair the entire time. And Rapunzel, guy was climbing up the rope and decided to take a bite, and he fell all the way down. But it was worth it, he said. He gave a 5-star review on Yelp on as he fell to his death, so it was chill. Can I get the last one, please?
Yeah. Last slide.
I might have to buy a slide whistle now, just for any guests that come to my house. Like, yo, check this out.
Good ad for slide whistles.
So yeah. I don't like the theme park where the theme is North Dakota is a concept that I dreamt up actually with Walt Disney. I was hanging out with Walt. I like to think it's Walt Disney and ice cubes. I know he's cryogenically frozen, so every time I see an ice cube, I like to think it has a little bit of Walt in him. And you can really tell when he says the Jews will not replace us. You can really tell that's Walt then. And anyways, we were talking about a theme park because I said, listen, the whole Mickey Mouse bit is played out. People don't like rodents. Mickey Mouse is a rodent and it's disgusting. It's honestly, it's a little obscene. It's grotesque. And so we decided to open a theme park where, just normal people can go and they don't have to get too stressed out. And, people who are angry because they're the forgotten voters can really take the edge off and go. And North Dakota, I don't even know. Maybe it should just be a Dakota because we don't even need 2 Dakotas. Dakotas should join together, and we should rename West Virginia and Virginia to just left and right Virginia. But that's my 2 cents. Thank you guys so much for having me and having me back after the spill, the BP water spill.
Cool. Let's hear it again for Josh.
Nice.
Ladies and gentlemen, I can guarantee that you will not be disappointed. Actually, I can even guarantee that you will grow an inch taller during this set. So focus, listen, enjoy, and grow. Here's Kyle.
All right. Well, thank you. I don't know if I can meet that expectation. buy everybody new shoes or something. But NyQuil for dummies. Start with that. I don't know. Well, how do you mess up NyQuil though? Is it like there's a whole tutorial on the NyQuil? Like, hey, don't overdo it, dude. You'll end up like that, like the guy talking about Mr. Balloon Hands and whatever. You remember that thing?
No.
Oh,
I'll have to link it at some point later. With the where he's always like, yeah, right, no way. It's an old internet meme sort of thing, but apparently the guy just drank a whole bottle of NyQuil and he just started rambling about stuff. But it's a thing, and it's a lizard talking about it, so like a 3D animated lizard to go with it. That's the story of that, but that's what I think about NyQuil. I like DayQuil more because I can drink as much as I want and not get tired. That's my story on that. Putting ice directly on your nuts. Well, I'm going to interpret this in a family-friendly way, assuming that it's like cashews and pecans and walnuts and things like that. Because I have not tried like chilled nuts, because those could be good. I've only had room temperature nuts. So if I tried the chilled version, it could be really good. I have not tried that out. I don't want the ice to melt on the nuts though, because then it's going to get all the salt off of it, and it's not good. It's going to ruin the whole planner's reputation, or whatever type of nuts I'm eating. Let's see. I might get to songs eventually. I'll think about it. A millennial mentally preparing to call the dentist to schedule an appointment. Oh no, this was my whole 2017. It was so difficult. It was. I don't have a song for this yet. I'll get to the song. Ziggy, don't eat tape. My cat's trying to eat tape. A little piece of tape. He's trying to eat it. Okay. No, but they make it so difficult to find the right dentist that accepts the health insurance, and it's just you got to call this place and they'll give you a website, and then you log in and it doesn't work, and then you are sad and your teeth rot, and then you go to the dentist and they make you go to 9 appointments because your teeth are so garbage that they had to do 9 appointments, and the dentist place is very far away and tedious to get to. So every time you have to do this stupid walk, and then every time when you walk back, you got to walk past the McDonald's, and you want to go to the McDonald's, but your teeth are numb, so you can't do it because you're going to bite off the lip. And that's how I feel about that. Sorry, I was very passionate.
I love that he's also drinking a White Claw.
It's not good for my teeth either.
It's just like the millennial drink of choice.
It probably, I mean, it's because it's low carbs and high alcohol. That's the millennial
Yeah, the
way.
hangovers aren't as bad.
The what?
The hangovers aren't as bad.
That's true too. I haven't had many bad hangovers, or really any with the White Claws. It's specific things. I forget, like if it's a darker beer, then I'll feel bad. But anyway, that's a tangent. Ball-sized ice bath. I don't know what ball size is though, because it could be any kind of ball. Really,
It was a follow up to putting your ice directly on.
But like, I still want to interpret this as any type of ball. Like it could be a basketball.
Oh, fair.
Or a baseball, but none of those would be very good kind of ice baths because you wouldn't be able to fit your whole body in there. I guess if it was, what's the biggest type of ball? Like
In sports or regular?
like any kind of ball.
Let's twine balls in the middle of.
Oh, the biggest ball of twine.
New Year's
Yeah.
Eve.
Yeah. Yeah, I was also thinking one of those like dance balls.
Mm-hmm.
Remember those when those
Like
were
Cinderella.
Yeah, that'd be kind of neat if you had a really big ice bath. I don't know what ice baths are for. I guess they're to get your like
Your
blood
muscle. Yeah.
circulation.
Sorry.
It would help Cinderella find her slipper, I guess, if she had more blood circulation. Or she would have noticed that she lost her slipper because she would, if her feet weren't so numb and not whatever, knowing anything. Anyway, trying to take flight and failing. Oh, geez, don't do that. That's all right. We're gonna go to song mode. Ziggy's trying to leave, but we gotta wait on Ziggy. I didn't start timing myself, so Robbie, how much time do I have to talk about stuff?
You can have 2 more prompts. That's fine.
Two more prompts. All right. We're gonna talk about trying to take flight and failing. Have you ever tried to take flight? Have you tried to just run as fast as you could? And then you held out your arms and you were just hoping, you're just wishing maybe if you flapped your arms hard enough, you could do it. But then, no. And you just look stupid to everyone around you because you did this in a crowded area like an idiot. Why'd you do that? Why'd you just run around flapping your arms? You're a grown human being. What are you doing? Trying to take flight and failing. People giving you death stares. Why are they even that mad though? It's like not even a big deal. Like what is, I guess maybe you're getting in the way, running into the road and whatnot. Don't do that. At least you didn't jump off a building though. That would have sucked. And people would have thought you were depressed, but really you were just kind of dumb. Well, that's that. Yep. I was going to go somewhere happy with it, but all my songs kind of have this signature thing of ending really sadly. I guess you could try to take flight and succeed. That'd be really cool. Like if you got like just the right type of like hoodie where like it worked like wings, where you can flap the wings and just and you could get like chicken level flight. That'd be cool. Like you just fly a little bit up in the air, like you could double jump. Like that'd be the amount of I'd be happy with that. All right. We're gonna do last prompt, last slide thing. Hope that picked up. I don't know if it did. I'm never confident in this slide. We're gonna try to combine these last two, I think. Pineapple, zebra claws, and oak casks of jelly beans. Those are both really difficult on their own because those are a lot of concepts. We're gonna try it anyway. Wait. Okay, there we go. I had to think of how I wanted the chords to go. Yeah. Pineapple, zebra, claws. I didn't know zebras had claws. Maybe they evolved to have claws once there were pineapples in the region of the zebras in the savannah. Savannah pineapples. Did you know that zebras are really aggressive? That's why they don't breed with horses. So if zebras had claws, oh man, not good. You'd be trying to get all the pineapples, and then the zebras would appear with their claws. Oh no. A lot of dead people trying to get pineapples. Who knew pineapple upside down cake had such an upside down morality? That got deep with that one. Okay, now I'm going to try to talk about the other thing. The oak casks of jelly beans. Wait, why do jelly beans Have to have a cask. Wait, are they good? Are they like? Hold on, Are casks? Casks are like caskets, right? Or is that a different thing? Now
It's like a barrel.
a barrel. Oh, okay. I was thinking caskets, because then I was thinking like they're like, hey, your dad died, and it's like, oh no, and then they're like, here's a casket, and you're like, oh no, and then they open the casket and it's full of jelly beans. And you're like, and you're like, oh, you. But really, it'd be upsetting because why would you joke about someone's family dying? That's pretty. I don't think a bunch of sugar is gonna fix that. But casks, it's like a barrel cask, like a basket. Now I don't even know what casks are. Now I feel dumb. I don't know anything. But I don't know why they're made of oak. I don't know why they're filled with jelly beans. What's your favorite kind of jelly bean, everybody? Do you have a favorite jelly bean?
Juicy pear.
Popcorn.
What is it? Say it one more time.
Juicy pear.
Juicy pear.
Popcorn.
Popcorn.
Love popcorn jelly beans. Those are fire.
They are good. They're very polarizing.
Toasted marshmallow.
It's good too. Did you know they had like a buttered toast flavored jelly bean? But they only had it at the factory. It was an experimental kind. But they didn't release it. It was really sad. I was really upset, and I've never forgiven them. That's why I hope all those jelly beans end up in caskets. Actually, that wouldn't do anything. I'm not saying I want to kill the people who made the jelly beans. That'd be brutal. I just want them to make the buttered toast one, because the buttered toast one was really fun. Buttered toast, like Ed and Eddie, you remember? Where he's like, butter toast. You ever seen that show?
All right, that's your time.
What? I'm kind of rambling.